Welcome to the jungle introducing Club Zen Zou, Pretoria East. This isn't just any nightclub, it's a place where the night comes alive, where the music pulses through your veins, and where every corner holds a promise of adventure. A place where the jacarandas bloom, the sun shines, and apparently, dark secrets hide. Pretoria East is known for its beauty, but beneath the surface there's a story waiting to be told. Nestled amongst the leafy suburbs is Club Zen Zou, a nightclub promising escape, excitement, and good times. It's a beacon for those seeking a break from the mundane, a place where the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. At least that's the marketing. The glossy posters and vibrant ads paint a picture of endless fun and carefree nights. But lately, Zan Zou has become synonymous with something far more sinister. Whispers of danger and unease have started to overshadow the club's once glamorous reputation. From the outside, it's your typical night spot. The neon lights, the doorman, the eager crowd, it all seems so inviting. Pulsating music, flashing lights, a line snaking down the block, all standard fare for the after-dark scene. It's the kind of place where memories are made and stories are born. But behind the velvet rope and the Instagrammable cocktails, a different story has been unfolding. One that the club's glossy exterior tries hard to conceal. One of alleged abuse, exploitation, and a complete disregard for basic human decency. For years, rumors swirled. Stories of mistreatment and a toxic environment began to surface, painting a very different picture of Zan Zou. Whispers of mistreatment, of a toxic environment, of things happening behind closed doors that would make your stomach churn. These weren't just idle gossip, they were cries for help that went unheard. But whispers are like smoke. They dissipate quickly, especially in the face of good PR and a steady flow of tequila shots. The club's management was adept at keeping the facade intact, ensuring that the party never stopped. However, you know what they say, where there's smoke, well, you get the idea. The truth has a way of coming out no matter how deeply it's buried, and boy did the fire ignite. The revelations that followed were nothing short of explosive, shaking the very foundations of Club Zan Zou and leaving everyone questioning what they thought they knew. Zan Zou burst onto the Pretoria scene in year, a newcomer eager to make its mark on the city's vibrant nightlife. The club quickly became the talk of the town, drawing in crowds with its promise of unforgettable nights and unparalleled experiences. From the moment you stepped inside, you were greeted by an atmosphere that was electric, almost intoxicating. The energy was palpable, and it was clear that Zan Zou was no ordinary club. However, details about its founding are murky at best, shrouded in the kind of vagueness that makes investigative journalists like me twitch with suspicion. Who were the masterminds behind this nightlife phenomenon? Despite the club's popularity, there were whispers and rumors that hinted at something more sinister beneath the surface. The lack of transparency only fueled these suspicions. What we do know is this. Zan Zou quickly gained a reputation for its lavish parties, attracting a clientele with deep pockets and even deeper tans. Champagne flowed freely, and the decor was nothing short of opulent. The club became a playground for the rich and famous, a place where you could rub shoulders with celebrities and influencers. DJs spun the latest hits, keeping the dance floor packed until the early hours of the morning. The music was always on point, and everyone seemed to be having a good time, or at least, that's what the carefully curated social media feeds wanted you to believe. But even in those early days, cracks began to appear. Behind the scenes, all was not as it seemed. Former employees speaking on condition of anonymity, because seriously, who wants to be on the receiving end of a thinly veiled legal threat, hinted at a darker underbelly to the glamorous facade. Unpaid wages, grueling hours, and a management team seemingly more interested in cultivating an image than protecting its staff. These revelations painted a stark contrast to the glittering image portrayed on social media. The reality was far less glamorous. As more stories emerged, it became clear that Zan Zou's rise to fame was not without its casualties. The question remains, how long can a star shine before it burns out? The club's future hangs in the balance, and only time will tell if Zan Zou can weather the storm and emerge unscathed. For now, the nightlife scene in Pretoria watches and waits as the story of Zan Zou continues to unfold. Over time, the whispers grew louder. Former patrons reported witnessing aggressive behavior from security personnel. Stories circulated of drinks being spiked, of patrons being taken advantage of a general atmosphere of unease that permeated the air like a bad cologne. The local newspapers, bless their cotton socks, did their best to investigate, but Zan Zou, with its high-priced lawyers and PR machine working overtime, proved adept at deflecting scrutiny. Denials were issued, lawsuits threatened, and the cycle continued. The club remained a popular destination, a testament to the power of good marketing and the human capacity for willful ignorance. However, you can only sweep so much dirt under the rug before the stench becomes unbearable. And for Zan Zou, that stench arrived in the form of a video. Section 4. The video seeing is believing, and what we saw was ugly. The internet, as we all know, is a double-edged sword. It has the power to connect us, to bring us closer together, and to create communities that transcend geographical boundaries. It can be a force for good, connecting people and amplifying marginalized voices. Through social media, we can share our stories, our struggles, and our triumphs with the world. But it can also be a cesspool of negativity, misinformation, and yes, even cat videos. The same platforms that bring us together can also tear us apart, spreading falsehoods and fostering division. But every now and then, it produces something that makes you sit up and pay attention. Something that cuts through the noise and demands to be seen. Something that shines a light into the darkest corners and exposes the truth for all to see. These moments are rare, but when they happen, they can change everything. The video, uploaded anonymously to multiple social media platforms, was just that. It was a raw, unfiltered glimpse into a reality that many would prefer to ignore. Shot on a shaky phone camera, the footage was grainy, poorly lit, and utterly damning. It captured a moment of intense conflict, a scene that was both chaotic and revealing. It showed, describe what the video shows in detail. The details were unmistakable, the actions undeniable. It was a stark reminder of the reality that exists just beneath the surface. The images were shocking, sickening, and impossible to ignore. They struck a chord with viewers, eliciting a visceral reaction that was both immediate and profound. Within hours, the video went viral. It spread like wildfire across social media, shared by millions who were equally outraged and horrified. Shared millions of times, it sparked outrage and disgust. Conversations erupted online and offline as people grappled with the implications of what they had seen. The hashtag #ZanZouExposed trended globally. It became a rallying cry for those demanding accountability and change. This wasn't just a local news story anymore. This was an international incident. The world was watching, and the pressure was on for those involved to respond. Section 5. Behind the smiles, a pattern of abuse. The video, as horrific as it was, proved to be the tip of the iceberg. Emboldened by the public outcry, former employees came forward with their own stories of abuse. What emerged was a pattern of behavior so egregious, so systemic, that it painted a picture of a workplace where exploitation wasn't just tolerated, it was encouraged. Describe the sexual harassment in detail. Be descriptive, but avoid using graphic language. Expand on the experiences of multiple employees. Section 6. The guardians? Security or accomplices? Of course, no story of alleged abuse is complete without examining the role of those tasked with ensuring the safety and well-being of patrons. And in the case of Zan Zou, the security company hired to protect clubgoers seemed to be more interested in protecting their client and themselves than upholding any sense of morality or decency. Section 7. What now? Can Zan Zou recover? The fallout from the Zan Zou scandal was swift and brutal. Sponsors pulled out of deals, partnerships dissolved, and the club's carefully crafted image lay in tatters. Protests erupted outside its doors, demanding its closure and accountability from those in charge. The club, once a symbol of excess and exclusivity, now stood as a stark reminder of the dark side of unchecked power. As of today, Zan Zou remains closed, its future uncertain. The legal battles are just beginning, and it remains to be seen whether those responsible for the alleged abuse will face justice. But one thing is clear, things will never be the same again for Zan Zou, and frankly, they shouldn't be.